Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our bold analysis. Today, the big announcement is here. The chairman of the commission, Wafula Chebukati, today announced Deputy President William Samoei Ruto as the president-elect in Bomas of Kenya, an event that saw 4 commissioners withdrawing, or rather disowning those results while having a presser in Serena, saying that they were not part of whatever was going on in Bomas of Kenya. And according to Wafula Chebukati, IBC, William Ruto garnered 7,176,000, while Raila Odinga garnered 6,942,930. 50.1%, and Raila Odinga 48%. This is a projection that I made in my last video that I did last night, and I mentioned that the gap was not going to be that big. I have seen reactions of people who have also reached out of me, but I want to say thank you very much for that. And I want to say something. I have realized that there are people who are hurting. There are people who are supporting William Ruto, and there's people who support Azimio la Umoja, and they might feel uncomfortable. However, my advice is deal with grief individually. When you deal with grief individually, don't interfere with your neighbor, don't interfere with your friend. This is not the time to call your person who knows support the other candidate and start doing political stories. I don't think. This is not the moment you get somewhere and get into a political conversation with someone and provocative statement. And I saw people who are doing a lot of character assassination. I want to say one thing. That guys, if you are feeling grief, how do you think Raila Odinga is feeling? And on my behalf, and my family, I want to pray for the family of Raila Odinga. May God give them peace and comfort them. Raila has done his best, but it was not his turn. I want to speak to my brothers and sisters from the lake. Let's remain calm. These results have been understood in different contexts, and I just want to pose a question. In the light of this result, how do you interpret it? What are you seeing? Number one, the things I see, did Kenyans buy the money manifesto? Did Kenyans buy the money? Because what Kenya Kwanza promised is money in their pocket. Strategic enough, it came at a point where their pockets were dry. But I also see something that these results also shows Chebukati's bitter bile against Raila Odinga. I remember us analyzing one day, and someone was asking, what is the difference? What is the problem between Raila and Wafula Chebukati? Because even despite the fact that the commission was split, Raila Odinga's chief agent Ole Kanchori had spoke passionately and leaked about the hacking and irregularities of the results. And despite of last minute engagement with the stakeholders, Wafula Chebukati went ahead and announced Deputy President as the president-elect. I don't know what was the hurry. He had a constitutional dispensation that would give him time up to tomorrow. He will still do that. But I remember maybe he felt a little bit, had an element of fright, and knew that by electing president-elect, that was the only way he was going to relieve himself from that. And after naming, he had to leave. So some people also see it that way. But honestly, I want to be very honest on this. This election can also show us that Kikuyu Kalenjin tyranny of numbers still exists. It still exists, guys, because if you look at the 290 constituencies, Raila got majority votes in many constituencies compared to William Ruto. But the majority that William Ruto got in Kalenjin and Rift Valley counties, maybe if there is no dirty business in those results, it helped him mount a competition. I don't want to go into maybe the winning and losing, but that terrain of numbers is what helped him mount a competition. What do you think? William Ruto's underestimated influence on coalition on the commission played out, and I think everyone seems to have overlooked that. A lot of it was being persecuted in the campaign trail, and I think Azimio was so busy bashing the commission, the campaign trail, but there was little groundwork that was being done, or rather the backdoor team, the boardroom team, were not up to the task. So the latest is I have followed, and the latest report is that Azimio la Umoja might be heading to Supreme Court. And that plan is going to be headed by Martha Karua wing, and they're the ones who are now going to challenge it to the Supreme Court. I don't know what you think. Do you think they will win? Do you think they can? Of course, it's a determination that only the courts can make. However, I want to make an observation that for you to challenge these elections well, I think you must have a watertight evidence, and you must pinpoint it to numbers, not clerical errors. Because this election was 70% electronic. So you must just draw the data, sit down, calculate, find out this was here, this was here, it did not work. And the errors must have an influence. And that is where Azimio have a chance, because the gap is around 200,000. With a gap of 200,000, if you can present your anomalies well, and the judges see that, of course, this one will have a significant effect on the final tally, we can be taken back to the poll. So I want to explain, however, in details why Azimio la Umoja are going to courts. Why that is an option, and they have to make that. They have no option. Whether they're going to win or not, I want to explain for you why they must go. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and like our video. I will continue to remind us of the last stretch of Sarah Atieno, one of our subscribers in Kenyatta Hospital, who is suffering acute leukemia. I want to say thank you for those who are still contributing. We are doing a 50 shillings challenge, at least 50 shillings. The medical bill has accrued to 1 million, but we believe that as Team Bold, we had an aim of raising at least 1 million. A 1 million check as Team Bold. We are collecting that through my number, 0710 62 78 89. So I collect the 50 bob challenge, but anything more than that you can send directly to Sarah. Her number is 07 16 357 360. So reach out to Sarah, and also with the word, and of course as we move forward. Supreme Court move is going to be very strategic, because it's going to absolve the grief of supporters. And at least things are going to tone down. I think by the time I was shooting this, I had seen some few videos, although I've not verified them, so I can't mention here and there. But I had seen some few videos where people registered their disappointment in very queer manner. Some violent scenes where people registered their disappointment. And for you to hold that for some time, I think for you to make sure that things are calm, maybe you still give them hope. Because what I remember for the 5 days that people have been waiting for these results, I think people have just been clinging in hope. Just give me hope. People have been calling me and they ask me, Kevin, don't tell me who has won. Just give me hope. Are we going to win it? Is Azimio winning it? Is Kenya Kwanza winning it? So this is what has been going on. So I see Azimio making that move so that the supporters can come, because I think they didn't expect it. Remember all the hype that had been created around these presidential results and that we have won and all that. But it's also an avenue to pursue electoral justice. In what they have actually said, that if they're taking it that direction on the fact that it has the merit. And this is important, because I think the way they have spoken passionately, and the fact that now even the commission part of the commission is coming out to say that the process had some element of opaqueness. Even though I want to say that the fact that the 4 commissioners disowned the results does not really affect, or rather let me say, it does not make that Ruto's presidential, rather the results lack legitimacy. The results are legitimate, but that already in the public court wins the confidence of the Kenyans that maybe something went wrong. And this will be important because, as I said, I think it's coming to my third observation that with the court process after election results, it not only serves the justice, but it also exposes some of the loopholes. Remember this rule that results at polling stations are final came after a court process, NK judgment of 2017, and I can say I think it was not as much as by that time it was celebrated, and it's one of the it's one of the angles, it's one of the benchmarks that were used in this election. However, remember, it's final, but how about if there is a problem? It did not envision that if it's final, but kama kuna shida, what happens? It should just show that you not dispute the results, then put them. Now, my challenge is this, that if the Azimio are supposed to challenge the results in Supreme Court, then they will need a lot of evidence, but from the Commission and from the agent. So there is a lot of work that has to be put in it, because the fact is, dispute the figures. The hacking might not be approved in court this time around. There is no server. Remember the issue of the server in 2017. But it also shows the fidelity. It will also show Raila's fidelity to the law, because the events of today, I don't want to say they were unnecessary, but they were unprecedented. It's not a precedence that people want, and of course, it's just a matter of just managing the situation. And to some people, they can interpret it as Raila was behind it, and so it was just trying to bring lawlessness. But if Raila goes to court, instead of just leaving people in the dark and be done, this is a possibility. So guys, that's my analysis. I don't know what you think. What Supreme Court move can help Raila Odinga, at least for now, even if not on the merit of the case, but to manage the situation? Because I want to see, I feel like that move is part of managing the situation, rather someone said accepting results. So guys, I don't know what you think, but that's my analysis. I want you to urge you to stay peaceful and calm. Yes, let's go back to our hustle. As we are continuing with our analysis, also go back to your hustle and let the country move forward as we wait for things that will unfold in future.